Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Time Travel. Now today we're going to be continuing the sort of little mini series that we started a few weeks ago, where we took a look at the first Microsoft Entertainment Pack. Now I actually uploaded this actually probably over a month ago actually. I just kind of realized that now, but yeah. So basically in that video what we did is we took a look at the first Microsoft Entertainment Pack that was released in 1989, and we took a look at these games and these programs right here. So if you missed that video, I would highly recommend that you go and watch that, because then you'll kind of be caught up. But what we're going to be doing today in this video is taking a look at the second version of the Microsoft Entertainment Pack. Now this came out I think it's came out a few years after the first Entertainment Pack. I'm not really seeing an actual date on this wiki page here, but essentially it didn't really have the same games. Like, it didn't bring updates to those older games, but it included all new games, and it actually brought a few updates to, I think, just the IdleWild screensaver program. So but yeah, we're going to be taking a look at all of that over the course of this video. So yeah, let's just get started. So we're here, as I mentioned before, in the same VM that we took a look at all these programs on. So I'm just going to close this window, and we're going to go into my computer here, and I have the first floppy disk image mounted in here. So we're just going to open up the floppy disk A drive. And yeah, what's actually kind of interesting about this is there's actually two different floppy images that came in the zip file that I downloaded, instead of just one, which I thought was kind of interesting. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to install this in its own directory. So I'm going to do cwep2, and so that way the files will be kept separate from all the files from the first pack. And we're just going to click on OK. And it's going to copy all those files, and see, now it's going to ask me for disk 2, so I'm just going to put that in here. Alright, and we have disk 2 mounted, so I'm going to put it in the A drive, and we're going to just let it copy the rest of that. It's going to make its own program group, because again, all of these different entertainment packs were designed for Windows 3.1, so it's kind of acting like it was on Windows 3.1, so it's making its own little program group here. And yeah, you can see here it didn't actually do this in the last video for some reason. I don't remember getting prompted with a screen of all of the programs that we had. I just had to go into the C drive and go into the actual folder, and I just ran all the programs from here. But yeah, it looks like we're not gonna have to do that, and we can actually see the full name of the programs, instead of just like as you can see here, for example, Rattler is really called Rattler Race in here. So yeah, so that's basically that. I know that that whole part kind of went a little bit faster than we usually do. I just kind of jumped right into the video, and that's mainly because that all of the backstory about this program and how that it came to be was in the first video. So instead of just saying that again here, for those of you guys that know it, or if you need a little bit of refreshing, again, you can go and check out that video. I'm probably gonna have that link down below. But anyway, let's just get started with looking at the program. So the first one we have here is called FreeCell, and I'm sure you guys, if you've ever used Windows, I think probably even Windows 2000, but I know that Windows XP had this. But this was one of those games that got this is where it made its first appearance, and it eventually became a default game in all of the other Windows releases, except for, of course, Windows 8. But yeah, and you can see here it looks this actually looks almost identical to the XP version. Except you can't really drag the window out. I guess you can make it full screen here. No, you can't. Okay, so that's kind of odd. So kind of like a command prompt style window. You can't really take up the whole screen. It only takes up a third of the screen here, which is kind of interesting. But So yeah, basically what FreeCell is, it's one of the more complex card games that Windows has to offer. It, when it first came out in the second Microsoft Entertainment Pack that we have here, it didn't really get that many people that used it, because of the fact that they thought it was too, obscure. I guess you could say they didn't really play it, but when it was released in Windows 95, because Windows. Now I don't think I have it installed on this VM here, but yeah, see, I don't have the games, but during the Windows 95 setup, they actually had an option to include some of the games, and well, one of those card games happened to be FreeCell, and that's kind of where it got more people playing it, because it came free and bundled with Windows 95 instead of you having to pay separately to get this pack that came with all the games. So but this is probably still one of the, or like, this probably takes more time to learn, is what I've heard about it. I've not really seen many people that play this. Again, that's just me. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that think this is a really nice card game. Of course, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it, but it's basically a really advanced solitaire. Is kind of what I've heard about it. I haven't really played it that much, but from what I've heard, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to get. Actually, let's just go into the help file here. So let's go into how to play, and so if we go into the overview, so yeah, it says FreeCell is a logic puzzle in the form of a solitaire card game. It is unlike most solitaire card games, however, in that there is no luck involved after the initial shuffle. There are no hidden cards. They all deal face up. So yeah, you can see right here. I don't think there's any solitaire game like this where they all deal face up and you can see all the cards. And it is believed, although not proven, that every game is winnable. So that kind of tells you right there that it can get kind of difficult, and you might just decide to leave the game instead of just trying to finish it, because it can get pretty difficult. So let's just go into playing the game here. And FreeCell is similar to other solitaire games you may have played. You play red cards on black cards and black cards on red cards. Basically that's some like solitaire basic stuff. And the object of the game is to move all the cards to the home cells, and the home cells are up here. These are the 4 card locations to the top right, and aces can be played to the home cell immediately, and other cards of the same suits can be placed on top of them. So kind of like in solitaire, you're supposed to get all 4 suits of cards, like all 52 cards. You're supposed to get them up into these 4 rows up here. And so let's just say, so we've already started a new game. To set the specific game, that's if you wanted to choose a game number. So like if you wanted to do a specific card deal, you could do that. So now to move a card, it's kind of different than like your regular solitaire program. What you do is you actually click on the card. So let's just take, for example, this ace here, and you'll see that the whole ace kind of gets highlighted, and if you wanted to cancel that move, it says here you can just click on the card again. But for some reason it didn't work. So yeah, for some reason that didn't work, but it actually just played the move. But what it does is what this version or like what the Microsoft FreeCell version does is, like, when you play that card, so like I just played that ace, it's gonna play all the other cards that it sees as sort of like unusable, kind of. It'll like play that too. Yeah, just to kind of, because I don't really want to spend too much time on all these games, because we do have a lot of other stuff to take a look at. But what we're essentially supposed to do is move all the cards up to these 4 cells, and these cells over here, I believe, can be used, like if you want to get to this jack here, you can move this 4 up to this to like kind of keep it held there, and then you can access this jack. Now again, I haven't really played this game enough to know exactly how it works, but if you guys have any I guess tips or some like actual experience with this game, be sure to let me know down in the comments, as you probably helped me out kind of doing this. And I don't know, I mean, I think that's pretty much all I can say for FreeCell. Again, I don't really want to spend that much time. I've been spending probably talking about 5 minutes on this, so I think that's gonna kind of end it off for that. So we're just gonna close out of FreeCell, and the next program here just so happens to be IdleWild, which is that really cool looking screensaver program that we took a look at in the other version. But in this version, it actually got a few updates. It got 8 new screensavers. So if we just open this here, you'll see that the whole interface looks kind of the same, but it got some different options here. And just to show you that, I'm actually going to go into the C drive here, and I'll open up the old version. And actually, I don't think I can, because it's already being opened up, or not being opened up. Like, it's already opened up by this one. So here, I'll just do this. I'll just close out of this one, and I'll show you. Yeah, so you can see here we have a few different options. These are the ones that we took a look at in the last video. So I don't think Wipeout was on this one. So yeah, so see, like they changed these 8 options right here. I think that blackness was kept the same. It just kind of blacks out the screen. So let's just kind of go through this. So we have bricks right here, and we're just gonna play this one. And what this does is it actually is gonna take, I guess, each part of the screen. It's just gonna like take certain like blocks or like bricks, and it's gonna take it out. It's gonna slowly fall down, as you can kind of see as it was doing it. And it's probably gonna do the thing where it's like random every single time. Like the grid will change how many blocks there are. So if I get one that has like a really large amount of blocks, and see if I get the one again that has like this one, where it's like not the same amount, like like obviously a smaller amount of those blocks. But yeah, basically what it does, it kind of gives that like Tetris looking effect where it will just kind of peel or just kind of take out the blocks, and like the screen will slowly fade down. Which is, yeah, that is pretty cool. We'll go down to Life here. Life in Color by Brad Christian. I think this was the guy that actually made the program again. Yeah, so this guy made this particular screensaver, which, yeah, that looks it kind of gives a pretty cool looking effect there. It's just gonna make all these different, I guess, like spinning circles, and it's random or is it not random every single time? I think it's very similar every single time, but it just makes like a bunch of cool kind of color things, and maybe eventually it'll like form into an image or something. I don't really know, but it just, yeah, this just looks kind of cool the way it is now, honestly. But yeah, again, as I always mention when we take a look at the a specific screensaver program, the whole point of programs like this was to basically, well, to kind of save your screen from screen burn-in, which I also mentioned in the last video. So yeah, which all these programs do, or which all these options here do a really good job at doing that, as they just always keep like moving images on the screen, which will prevent the screen from being burnt into just one specific image. If you forgot what screen burn-in looks like, here is that same image that I took from the other video. I'll just kind of edit that in here. So let's just move on to the Mandelbrot. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but let's just play this one, and this kind of does something. Actually, kind of looks sort of similar, where it does, or to the last effect, where it does all these different colors, and I guess it just does this, and you can see up at the top right corner right now, it's like slowly changing the image again. So yeah, again, that is pretty cool. I kind of like the other one better though, where, let me just get out of it. Yeah, I kind of like this one better. I just think that looks kind of cool. And the same random option is just going to choose one at random. So, whoops, I just closed out of that. So yeah, that's basically, if you wanted like a different one every single time, you could choose that. We also have Spider Web, and then up here it says Spider Webs version 1.0. And we actually have a new line of text that says F2 for options. I don't think that was on any of these other ones, but so let's just run it as it is normally, and it's just gonna draw like a big spider web in the middle there, and I guess that's it. I guess that's all it does. But if we press F2, see, it's going to give us some options here. So we'll say, let's say or we can change the skill of the spider. So let's say that he's a rookie instead of random. So if we do that, I guess that just like makes it like if he doesn't know how to spin a web very well, you'll be kind of like that. Let's do he's like a pro. We'll just do that, and yeah, you see now it's like, you know, super pro looking, and now it's like, you know, just like a circle and or like a web, obviously. And so yeah, I guess it's gonna do that. I guess like once this, maybe it wasn't supposed to run this fast, because it seems like once it does that, it just stops. I'm guessing that again, since we're in a virtual machine, the whole effect may have been sped up just a little bit, because I don't really see it doing any other stuff here. Or no, actually not, never mind, it's just going to change over to that. So so yeah, so that's basically what that does. Kind of cool how you can actually change all these options here. So like if you wanted him to be like, let's say that he's a semi-pro, if we go back in, it'll look less like a circle, but still better than like the other rookie options. So yeah, that is definitely pretty cool. I keep closing out of that window though. So the next two are actually made by the same guy, Tawny Kruger. Again, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. And they actually have the same thing where it's going to give us the option to press F2 if we want advanced options. So let's just go into spotlights here. And so this is actually just going to make these two spotlights on the screen. And I guess they're just going to kind of move around and kind of, I guess, reveal because, you know, you can see how it like kind of blurs out part of the text, and what that's basically doing is just going around and kind of, I guess, revealing it, which yeah, kind of a cool effect. So just press F2 and see the options we get. So we can actually choose the number of the spotlights we want. So let's say we want four large spotlights, like the highest option it can go. And we'll say that the background shade is, we'll just do like, actually let's do dark, and we'll do, okay. So yeah, now if we run it, we get 4 different spotlights, and the whole shade in the background is a little bit darker than it was before. And if we go back into it, I just want to show you what happens if we go on black. Let's see what happens if we do this. Yeah, so see now, the whole screen is just going to be blacked out, so it looks kind of more like a stage, if you will, like, you know, where it's like where you can't really see anything, and the only lights on the stage are the spotlights. So yeah, kind of a pretty interesting looking effect. Let's just take a look at stretch here, and we'll see what this does. So this is going to slowly zoom the screen in and then back out, I guess. So it's going to zoom like all the way in, and then it's going to do a mirror effect, and it's going to zoom out where the screen is upside down now. So now it's upside down. Now it's just going to zoom in again, and it's going to flip. So now it's okay. So yeah, and so now it's back to normal. So I guess this basically does that the whole time. Like, it'll just zoom all the way in and it'll just flip the screen. So let's go into the options, and we only have one checkbox here: use intermediate memory bitmap. So if we uncheck that, let's see what happens. You see here, well, it actually seems to make the effect go a little bit faster. I'm not sure if that's just me, but so yeah, that is basically what that does. Pretty cool. Again, we only have this one checkbox here, so we're just gonna click on OK. And yeah, that is basically the updates to the IdleWild screensaver program. Again, these aren't the same. Like this is not the same program as it was before. But if you still had the old entertainment pack installed on your computer, if you chose to install this one in a different directory like I did, you would still have the old program. So we could still use all these older screensavers if we wanted to. But yeah. So like the whole program interface didn't really get that much of a change, but all of the actual effects did. So let's just go into help and about. And this was copyright in 1991. So I'm guessing that is when, like, that's the general time around that this pack was released. Because if we go again back into the old one, I think it says 1989. Or no, it also says 1981. Well, that's interesting. This is IdleWild 2.0. Is this also 2.0? Let me see. Yeah, it's also 2.0. So that, well, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, it's got like the same copyright date there, but well, anyway, so now let's just move on to the next program, which is called Jigsawed. And so this is, let me just go back to the wiki page here so I know kind of what I'm talking about. There's actually not really anything. It just says that it's Jigsawed, a jigsaw puzzle. So let's just launch it here. And okay, so this is actually going to be where we have to open our own picture file, and we can scramble, or like it will scramble it, and we have to solve it. So let's just do that. So we'll go game open, and we can choose our own file. So you see it's got a few default ones here. So let's say we want to open trees, and we'll open trees here. So yeah, I was trying to find the actual source picture on the computer so we can see how it looks like, but I guess that would kind of be cheating, kind of. But yeah, this is kind of a hard one to solve because it's like in black and white and it all kind of looks the same. But I think that's a match right there. I just don't know where it goes. If it goes up here in the corner, it like doesn't lock it in place. So if you get it, like if you just have to put it like there, like see it's still. Like it's not locked in place at all. Oh, that okay. So it does lock it into place. Okay, I was completely confused there. Oh gosh, I feel so dumb. Anyway, let's just put this in here. Let's see here. What else? All right, this here. No, not that one. We need the other moon piece. Guess it's not. We solved the puzzle in 3 minutes and 16 seconds. You probably could have done better than that, but so yeah, that is how the image looks if we go back into paint here. So yeah, I was just doing it wrong, and yeah, all the stuff I said about like the image, like how it makes it black and white. No, it doesn't make it black and white. It's just it is black and white, you know, normally. But yeah, so that is basically Jigsawed, and so yeah, now let's go on to Pipe Dream. This actually sounds kind of interesting. Like it's an actual like game kind of. Oh, look at that! It was actually made by the LucasArts Entertainment Company. So, or it was actually, yeah, well, it is copyrighted to them. The original game design was 1998 Entertainment International UK Limited. And then the original game was created by the assembly line. So basically, a lot of people worked on this game. But this sounds kind of fun just by the name of it. I don't know. Let's go to About. Developed by West Cherry, graphics by Leslie Koo. I don't know how you say that. But I do know that West Cherry was the same guy that made the Solitaire program for Windows 3.1. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It's also pretty cool. It does this like little effect around here. So just go into help, and we'll go how to play. So how do we play Pipe Dream? Alright, so yeah, how to play Pipe Dream. So let's go into overview. So Pipe Dream is a fast-flowing game of speed, strategy, and plumbing. Imagine kind of a like, yeah, anything speed, strategy, and plumbing. But yeah, imagine yourself as the plumber-in-chief of the Acme Chemical Company. A miracle sewer cleaner called Goo has just been invented, but is being produced much faster than it be piped in containers. Your job is to build an emergency pipeline that will spare plumbing parts and save the world from a sea of slimy green clop. Okay, that sounds pretty interesting. So what we're gonna do is, let's see here. So object of the pipe dream is to store as many points as possible by constructing a continuous pipe from the starting piece. As you play, sections of the pipe appear at the bottom of the dispenser left of the playing field. You will always add a pipe wherever you like, or you always place a pipe wherever you like, whether or not connected to the other pipe stations. You cannot rotate the pipes, nor you can alter the order in which they appear, nor you can skip a pipe and come back to it later. Pipes must be played as they come. Okay. So I guess this is the like original field, or no, I just here let me restart. So this is the source of it, and whoops, I did it wrong again. Okay, so this is so this right here is the pipe that is going to be used. And what we have to do is get the source, I guess to, let's see here. Put as many pipes indicated the top right corner. Connect it to the end piece if there is one. When the goo is float. So well there is no end piece, so I guess we're just gonna, let's just put this one here. This one can't really be used. We'll just put it here. This one will go here. This one will go. So you see, it's kind of moving. Oh, so we have to use that many pipes. Is basically what it's saying. Okay, so I think I kind of have a pretty good idea of how this game works. I'm just gonna kind of play it, and you guys can probably laugh at me for if I'm not doing this right. But I think what you're basically supposed to do is, let me just get rid of that because I don't need that pipe. But you're supposed to use as many pipes that are up here, and you have to get these pipes like all the way. Just move that one. I want this one. So you see, I was passing through the pipes now. But we have to like move them. Oh wait. Oh, it just came out. Oh wow. Because that's the logic. It's just gonna float. Oh my gosh. Okay, that was really stupid. We started new. Okay, so we'll just start with this. We'll go. So it's gonna flow straight. So it's obviously not gonna work if I do that. Have a curved one. It goes straight. It'll go like this. It'll go there. So yeah, that's how like you can break a pipe like if you don't want it. Like yeah, you can kind of see what I just did there. Let's kind of put that one. Let's put another one there. Another one there. So it's going to go up here. So yeah, so once you use all the pipes up there, then you can click on here to go to the next level. Now there's some levels where you'll have to go from a starting point to an ending point, which that's not going to happen for this. I guess for the first few levels, but you're just supposed to use like just try to use all these pipes up here, and once you do that, then you can go on to the next level. So I think I just kind of lost that one because yes, you achieved a high score, so we'll put in a name here. And yeah, so yeah, that is basically Pipe Dream. Kind of an interesting idea. Definitely a pretty fun game. It'll probably take some more time to master, but I kind of got the basics down. Oh, and well, you can actually choose what levels you want to go to. So for example, oh no, actually you can't because you have to type bogus password. Yeah, you have to type in the right password. Like if you want to go to level 33, 33 is not going to be the password, obviously. So, yeah, well, that's basically Pipe Dream. We'll just close out of that. Yeah, definitely an interesting game. I have not seen that before. That was something that was, I guess, exclusive to the entertainment pack. I think this next one's going to be the same way. It's called Rattler Race, and let's just open this here, and I'll kind of show you what this is about. This was created in 1991 by Christopher Lee Franklin. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that guy's name wrong, but this is actually based largely on the 1970s game called Snake. And if you've ever owned, like, I think Snake was on the older Atari systems. However, I'm not 100% sure of that, but it says here that Snake was actually on home computers like the Commodore PET, the Apple II, things like that. But this is very similar to that. What you're actually supposed to do is you're supposed to go around and eat all of the apples in each level, and you have to avoid the hazard, which is this coming to, like, I guess, kill you. So let's just do a new game, and we'll see how well I can do this. Okay, so I think I just kind of died there, but I just completely died. Yeah, so I'm the yellow snake, I guess. Yeah, I'm the yellow one, and you have to eat all the apples, and you have to not hit in the wall, because if you do that, then you die. So, let's just try this again. Or yeah, or get hit by the flying thing. I think it's kind of like that's not me speeding it up or anything, but I think that's just the way that the VM is working. It's kind of being weird. Or well, it's not being weird. It's just like, you know, kind of speeding up the CPU speed. Well, it's not really like, it wouldn't really run this way, I'm sure, but yeah, that's kind of what this is. Kind of just getting the hang of it here. It's kind of, I guess the other snake is also an enemy. I'm not really sure. Let's just play it again. See what happens if we run the other snake. Yes, it is. So if you touch the other snake, you're also dead. But yeah, kind of not really playable on a VM because it's kind of constantly speeding up the clock speed of the processor. But yeah, that is basically Rattler Race, which is kind of cool looking. Next we'll move on to Rodent's Revenge, and this is, let me go back to the wiki page here quickly. Rodent's Revenge is a puzzle video game. This is actually made by the same guy that made the other Rattler Race game, and what you're supposed to do is, as a mouse, what you're supposed to do is trap cats by pushing blocks around while avoiding obstacles. So, kind of like a cat and mouse-ish game, sort of. So you can see that there's the cats on the outside, and you're supposed to just kind of block them by pushing up those blocks there. You have to make sure they can't get into. I guess where you are is, I guess, what you're supposed to do. So I guess that they can also move diagonally, which is kind of interesting. Like if there's a space above, like you can kind of see how he's moving there. He's jumping up on top of that other block there. So if I go up here and push that one over, now he's completely stuck in there. If I go like this, he's up there now. And he got me again because I opened a space there. So, yeah, that is basically Rodent's Revenge. Again, I don't really want to spend too much time on these. This video is kind of like 40 minutes long already. So, let's just move on to Stones now, and so let's just see what Stones is here. Stones is a game, obviously, developed by Michael C. Miller and obviously released as a part of this pack. And what you have to do in this game is place 90 tiles or stones on the board, and a tile can only be placed if it shares 2 or 3 attributes, color, shape, or the like, with every adjacent tile. Wild tiles may be placed anywhere regardless of the attributions. The game is won when all tiles are placed, when there are no valid spaces to place the tile next. And he actually redid this game in 2010 for the Windows Phone 7 platform, so that's actually kind of interesting that he did that. So yeah, what you're supposed to do is just, I guess, kind of click the tiles and move it around so that each will be adjacent to one another. So you can kind of see what I'm doing here. This one, I guess you can't, well, since it's red, I guess you can place it there. That would have to go there. That one would have to go there. And next one will not fit on the board, so I got a score of 40 that time. Let's just do a new game again. So, yeah, kind of a pretty cool concept. It's just like, the thing is, like, you have to know, which I think this one would fit there, because it kind of has the same drawing on it, or the same stone design. This one would go here. This one, yeah, probably like that. Okay, so right there. So yeah, okay, so you can see how those two are the same. So it would fit there, but this one would have to go here since it matches those colors. Yeah, I'm just kind of going by like the color of the block, which is probably. So see, this one's not, so they have to go here because it matches that shape. This one probably here because it matches the shape and the color of that one, so that would work. This one's fine here. That one is there because it matches all of that. This one up here, And okay, so yeah, now it's game over because the next stone won't fit. So yeah, I did a bit better than I think 30 something last time. I got a score of 122. So yeah, that's basically stones. Yeah, this is version 1.0. This is a very interesting idea. Oh, well, okay, well that would have made it kind of a bit helpful if we could show the grid there. It gives us the timer. We can also choose different styles here. So if you want it, okay, so like see here's hearts or like, you know, shapes. We've got some sailboats. You've got just like some blocks. That's there's like that. It sort of reminds me of Microsoft Mahjong kind of the way that those just look, but that's just me. And we got, you know, classic shapes here. So yeah, that is what stones is. This is probably, like, I'd have to say, of course, I haven't taken a look at Touch Tomb yet, but this right here is probably, you know, with a tie with Pipe Dream, this is probably my favorite game in the pack right now. But let's see if Touch Tomb can take that title. Let's just launch this here. So this looks like it's going to be another card game. So let's go back into the wiki and we'll launch that. So what Touch Tomb is it's also apparently also referred to as Pyramid, but it's a solitaire game where the object is to get all the cards from the pyramid to the foundation, which I'm guessing is up here, or no, probably down here. But anyway, let's just see what the help file has to say. So, or no, not the about, but the how to play, which always opens up like super large for some reason. But well, actually, let's just make this larger, and we'll bring the help file. So, how to play. Touch Tomb is a single-player card game based on the ancient rules of Pyramid Solitaire, which, as I mentioned before, yeah, it is also called Pyramid. The object is to score points by pairing cards that add up to 13. So we'll go to playing the game. Touch Tomb begins with a shuffled deck and 28 cards dealt in a pyramid shape on the screen. The rest of the cards are placed face down in the top left corner. So that's where that fish pile is. That's all the other cards. You may play any free card or a card that will be made free by removing the card you just selected. Cards are removed by matching two cards whose ranks add up to 13. Kings are removed individually. Cards from the remaining deck may be used to match up to, or cards from the remaining deck may be used to match a match of 13. Only the card on top of the turned over stack may be played. You win when all the cards of the pyramid have been removed. So we're supposed to add cards that add up to 13. So a jack would be like 11, 12, 13, and okay, so that just goes away. So 8 and 5 are also 13, and then I guess so. Yeah, so the 4, 3, and 1 would not work. So in this, I guess we'd have to draw, and we would move. Okay, so we would take one of these now. So we have a jack, which is 11, and then well, we actually can't do anything there either, so we'll do another draw. Don't think we can do much there. We'll do 10 and 3 would be 13. Can't do anything there. 3 and 4, that's not gonna work. King, no, yeah, what does it say about kings again? Also, you may also play a free card. Any card has been made free by moving the card. Oh, okay. Oh, so you can also play these too. Okay, I was completely confused about that. So that's 4 and 8. Okay, so these are the free cards. So we can also do this 2 here. So all right, so here we have a 10 and we need a 3. So of course I'm not seeing a 3, and for a 6 to make 13 we need a 7. So oh yeah, we can just do that. So now it's basically up. We need to have a 3, and if we don't have a 3, I don't think we're gonna be able to solve anything, because we can't, like, unless we get a king. Can we do like hints maybe? No, we can't. 9 jack. So are we just stuck now? Yeah, so I think that we're basically done here, because I don't really see a way to to finish this, because we need to have. Well, stop yelling at me. We need to have a 3, and we don't have a 3. So I guess the game doesn't automatically tell you if you've lost, but I can't really see any other method of us winning this. So yeah, that is basically what Touch Tomb is. Again, if you guys found a way to win this and it just kind of flew over my head, be sure to let me know. I would also greatly appreciate that. And I think that is gonna just kind of wrap it up, I guess, for this video, because I think that we covered everything. I guess what I should do is just kind of choose what my favorite game was, and I think that's gonna be probably either Pipe Dream or Stones, but I'm kind of leaning towards Stones. I don't know why. I just kind of thought it was a pretty interesting concept, but yeah. So yeah, guys, I think that is pretty much going to wrap it up for the second Microsoft Entertainment Pack. Again, if you missed the first one and you still haven't seen that, I'll have that link down below, and I'll probably be doing. Hopefully, it won't be a month until I get on to the next one. Hopefully, I'll do it within like the next few weeks, maybe. I do have this other video that involves an iMac that I was trying to work on, but I just didn't really came out the way that it didn't come out the way that I wanted to. So I just kind of opted to make this instead. But just kind of be watching the channel. I do have some pretty good things coming up within the next few weeks, with a few I guess co-op style videos. Yeah, I just like to thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, and if you just want to see more videos like this, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And as always, I will see you in the next video.